There you go. Go for talking, man. Okay. Well, will you guys first tell your names and give your birth dates?
The pumpkin that John gave me for Thanksgiving.
And it's still good.
They're still good yet, too.
Is it real?
Yes, it's real.
My name is Jennie Rivat. Jennie Roundy Rivat. I'm 79 years old. My birthday is October 10th, 1914. This is my sister Frances.
Girls back.
Tell her what your name is and how old you are.
Look at me and talk if you don't want. Don't pay any attention. Pretend it ain't on. Just pretend we're talking.
Frances Roundy Grosbeck. My birthday is December the 9th, 1909.
And she's what, 80?
I'm 84 years old.
84 years old.
Where did you guys go to school?
You're what, 79?
Yeah. I went to school in Canastota.
I did too.
What kind of classes did you take? I mean, did you all stay in the same room, or did you go from room to room? Or
no, they had different rooms.
Did you?
Yeah.
And what kind of subjects did you
They
take?
had a study hall. We had English and arithmetic and geography
You went to
and
Spencer
history.
Street School too, didn't you? Not Spencer, but Chaplain Street School.
Yeah, and then I went to the new high school there, Peterborough Street.
You went over there too?
Yeah, I went over there.
Okay, so you took
to high school.
regular
I
subjects?
just went to Spencer Street School.
I just went to the 8th grade, and that's all.
I went as far as the 5th.
And then I quit school.
And did what?
Well, I met my husband Gilbert and fell in love and got married when I was 16.
What about you, Aunt Frances?
I quit school when I was, the day before I was 16. I quit. I was working on the Bridget Solder block over on Center Street, East Center.
Do you remember what
I
years
went over
those
there
were?
and seen them after I got out of school. I stayed home and took care of her and Rosanna. Rosanna was only 3 years old.
And I was 8. Because our mother had left us.
I made Rosanna's 2 little dresses she first started in school with, and so did my hand.
Did you really?
Our mother had left us when I was 8. Rosanna was 3 and she was 13. There was 5 years difference between us.
There's one dead between
And in between Rosanna and I, Rosanna was a baby. In between Rosanna and I was our brother Jimmy. And in between I and Frances there was our sister Helen.
Sister Helen.
And
Did you ever see Helen?
Yes, you have in that picture I got of the 3.
Oh, yes, okay, that one I have, yes, okay.
And
One
Helen
was, do you know when Uncle Jimmy was born and when Aunt Helen was born? Do you know their birth dates?
I know Helen was 11 years old when she died, or 10 years old when she died. That's all I know.
Her birthday was the 22nd of January.
You don't know what year she was born? No.
Do you know Jimmy?
No, I don't know Jimmy's. Jimmy was 5 years old. He died of black diphtheria.
Yeah.
And what did Aunt Helen die from?
Helen was poisoned.
She was poisoned.
Okay, can we hear that story?
You want to tell that?
What?
About Helen?
I'd say, can we hear that story?
Bob Roundy, my cousin, left was on, well, they invited us up to Syracuse on Easter morning, and we went up for dinner, and they made coffee and set the coffee on the table, and we always had coffee when we was to home. And nowadays they won't let young kids have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob went and set a cup of coffee and put poison in it for thinking his wife would get it. Instead of that, Helen got it instead. And Pa never done a damn thing about it.
I know when she died, from the tip of her toes to here, it was just as black as the top of that case there and just as hard as a rock.
What was it, arsenic?
We went to the show that afternoon.
I don't know what it was.
We went to the show that afternoon, and Helen walked over all right, but coming home, we had almost carried her. Marion was with it, Bob's daughter.
Oh, she didn't die instantly from drinking that.
No, she was sick about 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And nobody knew
I
what it
never
was?
done a damn thing with her, never called a doctor, no nothing.
Wow.
Nowadays, they wouldn't let her go like that.
No, I know.
Right.
Well, one thing, he got paid back the way he suffered before he died. They always say you get paid back for what the evil you do. And he suffered, believe you, me.
Okay, do you guys know when your mother was born?
What?
Do you know when your mother was born? Do you
I know
her
her
birthday?
Her birthday is October the 3rd.
What year, though? Do you know?
Her,
Grandma's birthday.
I don't know what year she was
No.
born.
What about Grandpa? Do you know what year he was born?
She was 2 years younger than Pa. You got Pa's date off his gravestone, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I must have it.
She was 2 years younger than Pa was.
Okay.
Pa's
Okay.
birthday was April 18th, his birthday was.
Yeah, his birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't know what year.
Okay.
I think I got that to home.
I know you had,
Yeah.
because you marked it down up there in the cemetery.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us the story about him working in the lighthouse. I'd like to hear about that.
The lighthouse, the gas house.
Well, the gas house, lighthouse.
Well, when we lived on East Canal Street, there used to be, it's all tore down now, the gas house. We used to go up there in the evening, remember? Us kids used to go up there because we stayed with Grandma Roundy, and there wasn't, at those times you don't have no babysitter, you know. And we used to go up there, and he'd make what they called gas. I don't know how it worked. But anyway, he had these big retorts. They're great
It was
big,
big ovens.
like ovens, and they were long. God, I don't know about.
It was about that long in and about that big around.
And he'd
The
open up,
hole. They'd shovel soft coal in it.
and he'd open up after they got all burned out, he'd open it up and
And
pull all
rake
that
the
out with a
coke
rod,
out.
with a big, like a hoe.
Uh-huh.
Pull all that out, and then he'd cool it, you know, with water.
Spray it
cool
with
it down.
water to cool it off.
Cool it off, and they'd sell that for coke after, what they call coke. It was really.
It was good too. It made a darn nice fire.
And
I bring it all one winter in Malone.
Did you?
and
After this gas house closed down here, I was living in Rome then. Pa went to Rome and he was working in the brass and copper mill there on Railroad Street in Rome. And we lived just a couple of houses this side on the same street. And
on Railroad Street.
on Railroad Street, and Pa worked there till I lived in the old the beehive or the castle,
Yeah.
I lived in the front apartment, and Mrs. Rivette and Mr. Rivette moved in the back apartment. There was 8 families in that place, in that building.
On Thomas Street.
Huh? Yeah, on Thomas Street.
Yeah.
You were talking
And,
about Dad's mother and father.
No.
Oh, when she said Mr. and Mrs. Rivette. I thought that's who she was talking about.
The old Black River Canal run through there, but it was empty then. There wasn't nothing in there. And we lived right there on the corner. And
Ask her
when
which Mrs. Rivette.
Jenny, Pa worked nights. He worked days. Wait, no. Pa worked nights. And he had to sleep during the days. Well, Mrs. Rivette's kids used to run up and down the hall and make a lot of noise. And Pa went down there and told her that she, keep the kids quiet because he had to sleep. He was staying with me then over on Thomas Street. Pa and Rosanna. That was after I was married, back in 1928. Pa was staying with me, and Pa went over there to tell Mrs. Rivette to keep the kids quiet. So that's how he got the job in Malone.
You're talking about Clara.
Yeah.
You mean Mrs. Seymour, not Rivette.
Was it Clara?
I don't know.
Clara and Harry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's Seymour,
Yeah.
not Rivette.
Okay.
Clara and Harry Seymour she's talking about instead of Rivette.
Okay.
Well, I didn't mention any names.
Yeah, you said Mr. and Mrs. Rivette.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. That's
Okay, that's a honest mistake.
Mr. and Mrs. Seymour then.
Yeah.
I got a picture of Clara and Harry
Have you?
somewhere. Yeah.
So
I had it in the back end of his car.
when we were kids and we went up to the gas house, as they called it, and at night when we'd stay there while my father was making the gas to turn on the lights, he'd let us go in. I don't know. They had these great big things about this big around, and they had all different marks on them, and that was to turn the street lights on. And he used to let us turn the street lights on, take turns. All we had to do was just pull a switch, remember? Just pull the switch and it'd take and turn the street lights on. Then in the morning he had to pull the switch and turn them off. Had turned them off by hand. It was not automatic.
No, then we moved to Malone, or Pa moved to Malone and got a job there in the gas house.
Yeah.
He worked there till that closed up.
Yeah.
Are those the only jobs that he had was in the gas house? I mean, did he work other?
I don't know where he worked after that.
I don't either.
No.
I don't think he worked anything. I think he retired then, didn't he? Well, he did odd jobs, but I mean, he didn't have a steady job because he was up in age then.
He must have.
He was only 74 when he died.
And then he used
Yeah, he
to
could have been.
every fall he used to go to Florida, and he'd stay
South
there.
Carolina.
Yeah, and he went to Florida too.
He lived in South Carolina for 9 years.
I know, but
During the winter.
he did go to Florida.
He traveled the whole coast of Florida. I got a towel that he gave me.
I know, I have
with a
too.
map of
I
Florida.
have too, and I got the washcloths.
I ain't got the washcloth, but I got 2 hand towels that he sent me.
But he used to go to Florida too. And
We traveled the whole coast of Florida.
and he had friends all, no matter where he stopped, he had friends because he'd make friends with everybody.
He
He'd
used
stop.
to send me postcards.
You'd go in the grocery store and you'd have to wait a half an hour while he got done talking to a stranger he never met before. And I always said that the Lord must have been watching over him because the way he drove, it was... I never knew what the... before Dad and I went to Florida, how it was and the traffic and everything. And when he used to travel down there, and he traveled right on the white line, it's a wonder he didn't get killed. He was an awful driver, I'm telling you.
Sorry, Francis. Tell me about your kids. Tell me how many kids you've had.
I had 9,
Wow.
all told.
I didn't know you had 9 kids.
You had 9 too, didn't you?
No, I had 7.
7? Who was it had 9? Oh, Laura. Laura
Not
had
me.
9 kids. Got 2 dead, 7 living.
What's their name? What's the oldest? Just their names.
Bonnie. Bonnie, Gary,
Your
Chucky.
kids.
Oh, mine.
Yeah. Your kids.
Well, Jimmy died when he was a week old. I lived on Canal Street. And I had one died, I didn't even name him. He was born dead.
Mm.
And then I got Laura. Laura died, she was 48 years old. She died and left 7 kids.
She died in a result of an accident.
Automobile accident.
Yeah.
She got a what, aneurysm, wasn't it? Or blood clot in her lung? Hey, Francis? Wasn't it a blood clot in her lung?
What?
Wasn't it a blood clot in her lung caused from the accident? Yeah. Okay.
Who
Then
was
you
the
got,
next?
Not Lottie, but Lottie. Lottie and her 2 kids was up there and visited with Laura the night before she died. And she was feeling good. Died the next morning. They called Chi-Chi first, and Chi-Chi come down, woke me up 4 o'clock in the morning. Down on Canal Street.
Uh-huh.
She's been gone. She died in 1980. 82. Laura did.
So,
For the
who was the next one? George?
No, George was the oldest one. George, Laura, let's see, George, Laura, Billy, Chi-Chi, Junior, and John.
okay. Junior, what was his real name?
Bill.
Stanley,
Oh,
Stanley?
Stanley. Oh.
Okay.
Stanley Avery.
Okay.
And Bill, his name is William Smith. He's named after his father,
What's Chi-Chi's name?
Francis
I mean her last name.
Guston
Before she was married, her maiden name.
Smith,
Oh, Smith?
George's sister.
Oh.
I got George, Laura, Chi-Chi, and Bill. They're all Smith.
Okay.
I lost a couple before that.
And then there was Johnny, and Junior is Avery, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Ma?
What?
I want to know about her kids now.
Well, I've got Genevieve, Nancy, Jeanette, which passed away when she was 21, or 22. Jeanette. Sheila, Junior, Gloria, which we call Minnie, and Corky, which we call Corrine. She died when she was 34 of lupus.
You got
Jeanette,
that- you got
Jeanette
that
died of
backwards.
leukemia.
Her real name was Corinne, you call her Corky.
Oh, her real name is Corrine, and we always called her Corky.
Corky had some kind of a blood disorder, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she had lupus.
Lupus.
Yeah, that's a cancer, some sort of cancer. Genevieve, Nancy, and Jeanette. Genevieve, Nancy, and Jeanette was all born in July, 2 years apart.
Where were they born?
Huh?
Where were they born? All Malone?
Genevieve, Nancy, Jeanette
George
and
was
Sheila
3 years old.
was all born in Malone. The same doctor, Dr.
Finney.
Finney. And Junior, Gloria, and Corky. I'm going to call her Minnie. That's what I'm used to calling her, Minnie. I get used to mixed up when I say Gloria. Though the last three was born in Rome with Dr. Alessi. So I only had 2 doctors with the 7 kids I had.
And they were all born where?
How old are you, Minnie?
51. 51.
51?
Mm-hmm.
Genevieve, Nancy, Jeanette, and Sheila was born in Malone.
No, I mean, where? Hospital, home?
Oh, home. Home. And Minnie, no, Junior and Minnie was born at home. Corky was the only one that was born in the hospital. Because I had such big varicose veins, the doctor thought that they would burst if I had her to home and didn't have any way of taking care of them. But I had the same things when Minnie was born, but she came so fast we didn't have time to get to the hospital. So Corky was the only one I had born at home.
I know I was over to Jenny's the night before you was born, or the day, and I come up there to take care of Jen, and who's that guy there that
Clark.
wanted me to go to the picture show with him?
Clark's,
So
no.
I asked Jenny and Gil if it'd be all right, if I went to the picture show. So they said yes, so I went. And when I got home, Jenny'd already had you.
She said somebody told her Jenny had your baby, and she said, oh, she did not. And they said, well, she did too. Go upstairs and look. She didn't believe it.
50. I let Bill died in Bill died in 1938. And I moved to Malone in 1950.
I was born in 1942. May of 1942.
You was married in 1942?
No, I said I was born in 1942. The year I was born was 1942.
Oh.
You want me to tell my kids' ages?
If you want.
Genevieve was born July the 11th, 1932.
That was Gil's birthday too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Nancy was born July the 31st, 1934. Jeanette was born July the 7th, 1936. Sheila was born May the 3rd, 1939, right? Junior was born November 16th, 1942. Minnie was born did I say November 16th?
I don't know.
Junior was born November 16th, 1939. No, 1942.
1940.
Oh yeah, 1940.
What year was Genevieve born?
1932. And Minnie was born May the 3rd, 1945.
42.
Oh, 42? Oh yeah. And Corky was born June the 4th, 1945.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
George's birthday is in January. He'll be 63 this January. January the 29th.
Were all
I
your
don't know
kids
what
born in
year.
Canastota?
Huh?
Were all your kids born in Canastota? Canastota or the beach or?
Oh, but Ruth Ann. Ruth Ann was born in Malone. She's buried there. But the rest was all born in Canastota.
Wow.
Genevieve was born July the 11th, right on her father's birthday. And been
Only had
married just a year.
two kids in the hospital. John was born in the hospital, and then the one who was born dead, that was in the hospital too. I don't think they did those.
I don't either.
Hey Francis, you've always lived either in Malone or here in Canastota? Those are,
I lived in Malone 10 years, between 40 and 50.
okay.
She lived down at the beach for a while, but
I
not
said 5 years I lived down there.
the rest of the time she's lived here. That's why she knows everybody in
His
Canastota.
half uncle.
And you've,
Yeah.
you've always lived in Malone and the Rome area, right? Lake Center and Tabor?
Mhm. Yeah.
Rome?
Yeah.
I know a lot more since I moved down to Stone Lane.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all glad to see me down there.
Do you go down there
Debbie.
once in a while?
I go down there on a Friday,
Oh, do you?
but this year was happened to be the holidays, so we went down yesterday on a Thursday.
Oh.
Last Thursday I didn't go down, I was sick. For Friday and a Thursday in a row I was sick, I didn't go down.
Oh.
But I went down yesterday, but we didn't go shopping afterwards. We just went down and had lunch down there.
Oh. That's nice.
They had fish with some kind of a coating on it. I didn't eat the fish, I didn't eat the scalloped potatoes. I give it to my friend next to
Oh.
me.
Oh,
You know, there's two people, Ann Lee, that lives down here around Spencer Street, right across from the old Spencer Street School. She's got money. She rents her upstairs to her son, or to her brother. She rents a front apartment to Barney Richardson's sister. And her sister just died, and she was left a lot of money. And still she brings containers to the lunch. If they have any leftovers, they fill up the containers, her and Marie both.
That's the way people
Not
are.
me.
That's the way people are.
I know. I go to senior citizens once a month in Tabor, and we got a couple there that'll take the dishes, if they have donuts or pie or cookies or whatever, they'll fill that up and put a thing over it and put it in there. And they always say, I'm taking this home to my brother, I'm taking it home to my son, or...
Yeah.
Not me.
Okay, when were you and Daddy married?
That Marie there, she don't know how to cook.
I was,
She's got 7 cats. She lives over on Clark Street. She's got 7 cats. She come from New York.
Oh, really?
Her nephew owns a building that she lives in. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to keep them cats in an apartment.
How many cats has she got?
Only 3-room
7.
apartment.
7 cats?
7?
7 cats she's got. She
Right.
brought 3 of them from New York.
That sounds like Corky. I was married December the 9th, 1931.
I was married in December the 9th in 1928.
And my father and mother was married December the 9th, and I don't know what year, but December the 9th.
They
All
was
3
married
of
in
us.
1908,
Oh,
year before I was born.
oh, they was born, oh, that's right.
I was born on my mother and father's first anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Ain't that odd?
Oh,
And
December 9th.
Genevieve was born on
Did-
Jill's first.
And I was born
Laura
and I was
Laura
born
was
on
born
Sheila's.
4 days after my birthday.
Oh, okay, my mother and father was born December the 9th, 1908.
Yeah.
1908, yeah. So,
Okay, what else can we talk about?
She had 5 kids, four girls and 1 boy.
I want to hear about your growing up. What'd you guys do for fun, and what did you play
when we were
stuff
kids,
when you were kids?
when we
We
were
used to
kids,
go out and play hide and go seek.
in the wintertime we lived on East Canal Street, and in the wintertime, when the canal used to freeze over, we had a big dog. It was like a shepherd, wasn't it? Like a
Wood
shepherd.
shep.
Yeah, shep. And my father made a harness for him, and used
We
to
had a
hook it
flat
up.
sleigh.
We had a sleigh, and we used to get on that sleigh, and the dog would ride
Pull
us
us down the canal.
up and down the canal. And we
One
go-
time, the dog took after a cat up the bank there, tipped us off all off. I